Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Come up now. Come on. Stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's the House of Peach, and we are here. It's another Tuesday. Seems like just yesterday we were on, but we weren't. It's Tuesday. It's time for our show. We are excited. Morgan's trying to get her life together and get all the many fingerprints off her glasses. And I'm just sitting here like I'm high on something. And I'm not. I'm just like, I must be tired. I think I am. I'm at that point where it's like, oh, I'm getting ready to come down in a minute. So how you
Yeah,
doing, Mo?
absolutely. I'm doing well. It has been a whirlwind. I've had a birth this weekend and then kind of ran right into the, week running.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it takes a minute to come
Right.
to normal, but it's been good. It's been a good day. It rained a little bit. We have a bullfrog.
I saw you post that because you said that in addition to the Harvey family, and I was like, oh my God, what did she do now? And then you was like, a bullfrog. What?
And the
How
craziest
did that
thing
happen?
is, can I just say how many people read but didn't read?
Didn't finish it.
And I cracked up laughing because I was like, a couple people called me and they're like, so I'm finding out on Facebook that
Oh
we're
my
having
God.
another baby. And I'm like,
Clear evidence that people
hilarious.
do not read. Like
Hilarious.
I read all the way to the end to know, like, oh, okay. I was about to get excited. And then I kept reading, like, and then I'm like, a
Girl,
frog.
you would have got a whole different text message, okay? If it was
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of
No,
text.
I don't want no text message. I want you to call me and be like, oh my God, you won't believe it. Right.
Right. So yeah, no, but he's actually quite big. And so we've been trying all different types of things.
Where did you get this thing from?
Okay, so I was outside. I have tried my hand at potatoes, and I'm super excited because I have an amazing red potato plant going on, and a couple other things in the backyard. But those little kiddie pools. It had flipped over during the storm, and so it had some water in it. And I was like, you know what? Before the mosquitoes get some good ideas, let me dump this out.
Yeah.
Flipped it up. This humongous frog was underneath, and so I jumped back. Our neighbors were getting some work done on the back of their house, and so the workers were looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, no, I'm cool. It's a frog, wasn't expecting it. And so they were like, really, let me see. So now these two burly men are going to go, and then they're like, it's not real, that thing is huge. So yeah, we ended up getting
I'm scared to even think of how big this thing is. Oh yeah, I would have been running for the hills. Done. That thing would have had my entire backyard. You can have all this. I won't ever come out here again.
I know. Well, hopefully, he does his duty. He's outside. Shout out to a lovely lady in town who had a tank for free 99. Yeah.
But you keep it in a tank and it's outside?
Yeah. I was like, it's got a lid. And since I was especially because it rained and everything like that right now, and I'm like, I don't really know if I really want I'm thinking about whether or not I actually want this frog in the house. But right now it works out outside.
Oh God, I'm so grossed out. Like, no.
It's dude, it is huge. I'll have to send you a picture after.
Yeah. Send me a picture. I definitely want to see that. I like certain animals, but some things just that frog, pet, Yeah, that just ain't meshing with me. But Noah's probably happy. He likes it.
That's exactly, yeah. He woke up this morning like, so how's my pet doing? And Joe
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
my pet.
It's so weird. They're weird.
Yeah. But I was like, it's been fun, like watching him see, like he's pretty big, trying to create a habitat, catching different things to try to see if it's going to eat it. What these different things that, oh my goodness, watching this cricket like stealthily try to escape has been hours of fun.
Sorry, dude. You're frog food today.
Yeah, exactly. If we're like
You
trying to,
are frog food
we're all
today.
trying to be National Geographic. You know what I mean? It's
Oh, wow.
hilarious.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah,
Well, I don't have any animal stories. Ariel wants a cat. That ain't happening.
I hear
The
that.
most she will get is a puppy, but not till I get in my own place.
Yeah.
And into like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to have that responsibility to take care of a pet. Like, I just need to take care of me and her, and I'm good. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Where I was like that we're on the puppy train too, but it probably will be like in the next year.
Mm,
I was like, we'll see how they do with that. That'll be the determining
right.
factor.
You gonna keep it alive? Or are you going to kill it? Like, what do
Yeah,
you want to do?
exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
my God.
So,
Well, we are so happy that you guys have joined us for tonight. If you have not shared this out, we need you to share this out. Every Tuesday, I ask you to do the same thing, to share the broadcast, to share the video, everything that you can about what's going on with the House of Peach, because we have fun when we come on here and we have some great guests. I can't wait for next month. Like, we've had some phenomenal ladies this month, but
yeah.
we're gonna get up a few notches next month. We already got two. Well, we have three because there's 4 Tuesdays the next month. So we have our three, and
Yeah.
then we have our he said, she said. So I don't know what do we even know what we're talking about? He said, she said this week,
No, I think that still be
this
to
month.
be
Yeah, we
determined.
can discuss. We
Actually,
can
I was
discuss.
like,
We
yeah,
have
we'll
to.
put out posts and let you guys throw out some really interesting topics.
Yes, Jason, I am a city girl. I am that. I don't know about Morgan. Morgan, you a city girl? Now listen, this is funny because I grew up in Georgia. South
Yeah.
Georgia. But all that country stuff, oh no, you wouldn't catch me outside. If I did go outside, it was a short period of time. All that extra farms and oh god, no, I
Yeah,
need to get
so I'm new to this area, so I just wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting
mm,
the frog at the time. We've had a couple of frogs since I've moved to Delaware. I want a farm, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself a city girl, but there are certain things where like I don't do. Like, and the funny thing is like everything that I do, especially when it comes to the animals, I typically commandeer my husband to do. So
oh wow.
I like make him do stuff. So
That's gonna get old after a while. He's gonna say, what's the point in having this if you're not gonna help me?
well, he
Yeah,
gets a
no.
kick out of
How
it. Like
about we just don't
you
do
should
it
have
at
seen
all?
his
I'm
face
good.
when he came home to the frog. It was hilarious. He was just like another one.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, oh my God, let me just go on the other end. I'm done. I'm done.
Exactly. Well, I was like, today I actually took the frog from the original tank we put him in into the big
Mm.
one today.
You
So no, I didn't touch it, but I got
oh,
it.
oh wow.
No, I was like, I've been gloved up this whole time. Like, no, thank you.
Mm, good. Yeah, no.
No.
Y'all, I'll get off this animal stuff here. If there's going
Yes.
to be a QR code that comes up, I need you to scan that QR code so you can subscribe to the House of Peach, the YouTube channel, Facebook page, everything in between, and keep up with what's going on. There may be events that you want to participate in. There could be things you want to donate to the cause and what's going on with the House of Peach. You want to learn more about what we stand for and how we maneuver through and what we do a lot. We have fun and we empower people. So
Plus, we have this
also,
event coming up in
oh yeah,
October,
we do.
October 7th.
October the 7th, we're having an event in Delaware, and I will get to meet Morgan, Peach, and Smack for the very first time in person. Oh, it's gonna be turn up time. I
I'm
cannot
so
wait.
excited.
Hope you ready. We're gonna be turning up when I get there to Delaware. We're gonna have a phenomenal event, and
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it. We are going now. We do really well here, the two of us, but get the two of us together, y'all gonna have a great time. So once we put all that information out, and you want to register, you're an entrepreneur, you want to register, you're gonna be in the area, and even if you aren't in the area and you still want to register and come, I suggest you I'm gonna say it like we do down south, hightail it on to Delaware for October the 7th. It's going to be a great time. We have a really nice location. I got to see it on video, but it's really nice and I'm looking forward to it. And if you are a female entrepreneur and you know any other female entrepreneurs that have not been a guest on our show and they would like to be a guest, we want you to hit Morgan up or hit myself up in our inbox or go hit up the House of Peach. We get that too. And let us know what's going on and who it is, if it's you, and we will get you on the books because we're booking out to the end of this year already, and then we'll be
Yep.
going into 2024. Can you believe that? We
I
are like
know.
the
Absolutely
end of this
crazy.
year. That is crazy. But anyway, hey Jackie, so happy to have you on here. I love you so much. So glad to see you. All right, so our guest this evening is the life of the party. So why don't you, because
Yes.
she's your special guest, give us an intro so we can get this conversation started.
Um, I actually have known our guest since I guess she was a teenager, actually. I met her through her sister. Her sister was one of my oldest daycare teachers when
Oh,
he was about 3.5 and we had first moved here to Delaware.
all right.
And so, we've kept in contact over the years and, through Facebook and whatnot. And when she started a new business, I was like, hey, I could totally, use somebody with your expertise. And so, it was like, yeah, it was a good click. It was a good click. So I'm
Okay.
super excited, to be able to bring her on so that she can be able to talk about her business, all the other things that she, is doing, but at the same time, just be able to share the amazing person that she is.
I do have one question though.
Yes.
Have you met anyone that you didn't click with?
Yes.
Because you click with I just that just stuck out to me. Like you just click, like you click with a lot of people. Do you not click with folks? Are there people?
I do. There are people that I don't click with, but
Oh,
yeah, I am a people's people. I like people.
okay.
And I think if you're a good, genuine person, then yeah,
Right.
we're gonna
Yeah.
click. Those are my people. Those are the people I click with. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I just had to throw that out there because that stuck out to me. I was like, wait a minute. She clicks with a lot of people.
Yeah, I've just been blessed to come across like some really, really good people.
Okay, cool.
Especially in the last like 15 years. So
All right. Well, Leslie Cordero is our guest, and we are going to bring her on so we can go ahead and let her show us just how much of the party life of the party she is. Hi, Leslie. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate your time and the
We are
invitation.
so we are so happy to have you on and hear all about this because Morgan chose this topic. So I was like, oh, do I need to get a glass of wine or something? She's like, do I need to be ready for this? Because I can figure it out and make it work and make it happen in here.
more,
So
more like shots. We need shots. Wine will put
oh,
you to sleep.
oh, okay. Well, let me get my little kindergarten self over here in the corner because well, why don't you go ahead and just give us a little bit about yourself and then we will get into the business aspect of it.
Okay. My name is Leslie Cordero. I am 29 years old. I am from Delaware. I'll say now officially from Delaware, although I was born in Jersey. Um, I went to University of Delaware. I work for a research facility in Pennsylvania. I work from home, since the pandemic, and I recently started a new business, which Morgan, she announced previously, and just been living life right now, learning so many things about myself, going through solitude at the moment. So I've been pretty
Mm,
much lost, trying to find my way, and trying to navigate the, balance between life, work, and entrepreneurship.
mm. Oh yeah, so much to unpack with that. We're gonna
Yeah.
take that piece by
That
piece because
part.
I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. So, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to just stay on task of Morgan. You know, I get excited about stuff like that.
I
So
see you already.
I like when it's turning, the wheels are turning. Like, oh my god, oh my god. All right, so tell us about your business.
So basically, the name of my business is 29 Events, which is 29, the number 29, which basically represents the year 29 that I'm currently, in. Basically, it's a flower wall rental company, and we
Mm.
do some balloon styling and other backdrops. So that's basically what we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So events kind of things that you do.
Birthdays, it could be birthdays, weddings. I've done weddings, I've done birthdays. I did my birthday. That's where it started actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I need like a flower wall, and then from there it started. Okay, then I can rent this out, and from there, that's how that idea started.
Okay, so how long have you had the business running?
Since March, I started March.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so pretty
in
new.
business, and I'm sure business has been good because people are now getting out more and doing more. So it's like we
Yes.
need this and we need that. So you
Hmm.
probably stay pretty busy with it.
Yes, I've been pretty busy. Thank God.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's just you doing it all by yourself?
No, I do get help from my sister, and my
Okay.
nieces whenever they can help.
Family business. That's right.
Yeah.
Keep it in
Mhm.
the family.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Wow. So how has it been for you since you started? Because there are a lot of people that want to start businesses, but they think about the how they're gonna balance it out. So how has it been balancing things out?
I think that transition has been a little hard, and it's been a learning path,
Mhm.
because right now in a really, like, I'm really busy at work, so trying to focus on other things has been a little difficult. So I kind of had to pause that for right now. But I do want to focus on it later on even more, and bring more ideas and just expose my business more out there. That's what I want to do. I want to work more on the marketing, because that's really important for any business.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very key and very important that you recognize where you are because some people they want to start businesses and that's great. You know, we push entrepreneurship because that's the way to go. Be your own boss and make your own money. But we have to learn that work-life balance. And sometimes it's a bit much for people and then they end up crashing and burning. And then their business doesn't go where it could go because they have not gotten that and it's important to recognize it. So I applaud you for recognizing where you are and say, you know what, let me figure out how to maneuver through this. This is going to be great, but I need to make sure because your mental health is really important. And then you know, we don't want you screaming at your sister and your
Yeah.
nieces while they're trying to help you. And they're like, hey, we came to help you. Why are you yelling at us? So because you have not taken that time for yourself. So for those that are watching or going to watch this later, just know entrepreneurship is phenomenal. It's great. Go for it, but also learn that work life balance. You want to know how to be able to maneuver through so you keep your sanity and keep your customers happy. So a lot of people don't think about that and they give poor customer service.
Yeah.
So
That part.
so you have to be very creative in order to so how do you get your ideas? Do you go based on what the customers want or do they give you just one a theme and then they let you have use your creative ability for it?
For the most part, Pinterest, whatever's out online, I try to, like, put pieces together, my own
Mhm.
creativity. I ask them, like, is this what you want? Is this what you're expecting? So pretty much that, just like, grabbing a bunch of ideas and putting them into one and trying to create something unique.
Yeah, Pinterest is my friend. Like I have boards that I have created for everything from clothing to kitchens to recipes. You name it, it's in there. Even dorm rooms. And my son didn't use any of that when I moved him in last week. None of that. Disappointed, but it is what it is. He's a boy, so he just bland and the basics. So what has been Morgan? You know, you can jump in at any time.
Good. Yeah,
Go,
I agree.
go ahead. I'm gonna sit back. Go
More
ahead.
Morgan talk. Morgan talk. You like to talk. You like
No,
to ask questions.
We don't even know why she's just sitting here. Let me
I know,
talk.
right? She's just looking at us.
well, no, look, you were in your zone, so I was gonna figure. I was like, I figured, there's always a break in there, so
Yeah.
you know.
Don't act like this is back in January. We've been doing this for almost a year now. Come on. All right.
No, no,
Go ahead.
no. Well, no, I was going to say, when Leslie, you were talking about balance in general. I think that it's important to really take a look at, because um, the job that you do, your 9 to 5, so to speak, like that is something that, yes, financially is necessary, but that's also a part of who you are and what you like to do. It's not like it's just, a gig.
Mm-hmm.
So you being in that predicament is completely different than a lot of other people who, like myself, was just like, I can't do this anymore working for anybody else, and I could just do it myself kind of situation. So I have a really good girlfriend who has a corporate job. She absolutely loves it, but is looking to venture out as well for a couple of, other businesses as well. And that was something that she was like, you know what? No, I love my job. I'm not giving that up, but I also do want other streams of income. So it's just a matter of, yes, finding where that cutoff is for you and outsourcing certain things so that you don't necessarily feel like other things have to be slowed down. You know what I mean? If you can delegate certain responsibilities, where even if it is still your sister and your nieces, for the time being, to be able to help, there are things that daily can kind of be done, like little things here and there, that can still either be bringing things in or at least putting yourself out there a little bit more, so you don't feel like it's a stall, because it never is. You know what I mean? It never is a stall, but it is, necessary to continue to show, hey, I'm here, I'm present, and this is what, what I can do. And like I said, give it to other people, so that when the workload from the 9 to 5 gets to that place, it doesn't feel heavy as if you're neglecting something else. Because that guilt, it's almost like, having multiple children or having different, it's like, I gotta be over here, but this one over here needs me too. And then once you get here, like you haven't forget self. Like we haven't even just talked about you, and taking care of you. And I know that, for family, like I absolutely love her family as well. But like family is like big and a very much part of it. So it's not only that she's got to find time for herself, but then you also have to find time for family. Let's add in a love life to that. Eventually, let's add in kids. You know what I mean? So these are a lot of different things. So don't get overwhelmed. Take it a day at a time. But yeah, find different pockets and be like, okay, how much of me am I willing to give to this 9 to 5? And then once I figure out what that is, what does that leave me for everything else? And make sure that the balance is something that agrees with you, and then.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But I started this with the mind of this eventually expanding even more. But this year, I just wanted to put it out there. Just start and not be afraid to start, because I feel like that's something that always held me back. Okay, like I don't have enough information, or I don't have enough social media presence, or just those little things that I kept putting in my mind that would stop me from starting something. So this year was more of me like putting it out there, starting something, even if it's not the best. But I'm figuring it out right now. But
Yeah,
the goal is
absolutely.
to eventually, stop working that 9 to 5, because that has always been my mom's mentality. She's always been like, yeah, not only work, invest if you need to, have a business, but don't only focus on work, because the current economy, it doesn't allow us to only have the 9 to 5. It's hard.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But there's also so much more to life as well,
Yeah.
other than that. So,
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's a lot of pressure because being first generation. My mom, she came to this country since the age of 15 years old, so she only knows how to work, and she only has that mind, work, work, work. So it was kind of like a pressure, after I graduated college. It was like, all right, what's the next step? Job. All right, what's the next step? Like my mom, and then there was a point where I needed to tell my mom, all right, like I need you to pause. I got it, like I know I got it. I just need to breathe. I
right.
need to feel. I felt like I felt guilty relaxing. Like if I wasn't
Mhm.
doing anything productive, I felt guilty. Like if I was just watching Netflix, I'd be like, I could be doing something better with my time. But what if that is, better,
It
using my
is.
time at that moment because I'm
Yeah.
relaxing. I already worked a 9 to 5, even though it's not hard labor. Like my mom, she worked in a factory.
Right.
I work, a desk job. I'm an analyst. But that's still hard because that's a 9 to 5, and even there's times where I work beyond that.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Absolutely.
sound just like me because I stay busy all the time, just constantly going. And when there are days where I'm just binge watching Netflix or anything, just laying around, I do feel guilty like, oh my God, I could use this time to do something. What and my kids, my two oldest, they're like, Mom, if you just sit down, just relax. You work so hard. Just and I don't know how to do that because that's what's been ingrained in us to work, work, work. You go to college, you graduate, you get a job, and you work, and you pay bills, and you work. Where am I? I'm like about to lose it. So now I'm learning, and it's still so difficult for me to take that moment. Like when I've traveled out of country this summer, and even with that, when I didn't have anything to do, it's like, okay, I could be doing something. I need to find something to do. It's like, girl, you on vacation. What are you talking about? Like, I'm so
The
used to work.
Nap Ministry on Instagram.
Say that again.
The Nap Ministry
The
on
nap ministry.
Yes, on Instagram. Follow it. I was like, it's an account that strictly talks about how it is ingrained in us to not understand what rest is and to
Yeah.
have that guilt. And I swear the posts that are posted and the messages that are up there really give you a minute to be like, okay, let me
Yeah.
be still, or to not feel guilty about what it is, or understanding that even in that minute of just laying there for half a day and watching Netflix is actually self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking that nap that is necessary it's what's necessary. And they actually promote taking naps. Like, take a nap.
Really?
Take
Yeah.
it,
Well,
guys.
there
Get
was
with it. I'm
I
telling
like
you, it
that.
does
I
something
love
to you.
naps.
Yeah.
not too
Yeah,
long
I love
ago
naps.
I was sleepy and I'm like, I mean, just like this. And I refuse to allow myself to go to sleep because I'm like, I need to do this. I need to
Hmm.
get this done. I need to search for that. I need to go over here. And my body was saying, no, you need to take a nap. And I did not. I may have dozed off for like a minute and I woke myself up like, oh no, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. So I need to listen more. But Rena says, hey, Rena, she said, yes, balance is necessary and delegation if possible. She said she learned about delegation the hard way, trying to be everything because then you
Yeah,
get burnt out. And some people excessively, they will go in the hospital, which is way, way too far. She
Yeah.
also said you need self care and downtime because you will burn out and that will actually hurt your business. Yes, it will
through that.
because then you won't be your full self to give your full service to your customers and then they're looking for quality and you're giving them just what you have stored up like you don't have the bandwidth to give them the entire process or the entire look so
Well, you
yeah.
don't have time to give the you, because here's the thing, none of us are really doing anything that is new or that someone else isn't doing. But what we are is bringing our individuality and who we are to the table. People are buying us. We are the brand. You know what I mean? What we're
Right.
selling, and the services sell themselves. You know what I mean? People are going to always want what we have at some, at some point in time. So yeah, that's what ends up happening. What hurts your business is you not being able to bring you to the table, and that's what looks messy or disorganized or inconsistent. But no one once again talks about what happens when life happens and you have to put certain things on pause. Like no one's whoever owns Walmart, like, he gets sick. Ain't nobody worried about whether or not Walmart is going to open tomorrow. No, that's going to happen whether he's going to open or not. Whereas for us, something happens to you, we're not opening for 2 weeks.
No life for the party.
Exactly. You go on vacation and now the whole business operation has to stop, and then you feel guilty on the vacation that you're losing out on money that could be had while you're over here trying to have a good time. Like, no.
Right. So I want to ask you about, because you said that and I want to be nosy here. You've done weddings. So what exactly did you do?
I just provided the flower wall rental. It's actually on my page. And it was nice, just to see my work out there. It's really, it's just I like it. I like pictures, I like memories, I like capturing moments. So just to see it all together, with all the other decorations, it was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in the Delaware area and you need something for a party, you need to contact Leslie. Let's flood her. What's your Facebook page just your name?
Yeah, my business one.
Yo, your business one is
My business was 29. It's VEINTE or I. Nueve is NUEVE events.
okay. All right. Well, y'all know where to go for that.
Yeah.
So have you?
Look, I'm gonna sneak in there that she does the little party planning too. Leslie knows how to throw a party. I don't listen. She's playing it down, but Leslie knows how to throw a party. Okay.
Yeah. Ever since 2019, I've had theme parties. So my nieces and nephews, their birthdays are September, October. So they're like, back to back. And then I start in February. Then my dad March, my sister April. Yeah, we have a lot of parties. That's where it started. That's where the creativity started, because I didn't even know I was creative. I was like, what? Like I can do this now. So every time I put something together, I'm like, okay, this looks good. That's the thing. I'm also a perfectionist, which takes me longer, and I'm trying to be more. I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist.
And how
more lenient.
How's that gonna work?
That's hard. It's been hard, because even like if I see something that I don't like, I need to fix it. It has to be perfect to me. Yeah.
Even if you have to start the project all over again?
Unfortunately, yes, I've had to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm really trying to change that part of me, because I feel like that kind of holds me back from finishing projects. So I'm trying to change. I'm doing better.
Yeah.
Like it's all a learning process, and I think that I think one of the greatest things about entrepreneurship is that it teaches you a lot about yourself and in life, and you never really realize that how much of trying to build a business really ends up being you building yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself definitely some grace in that area. Cause I mean, I'm the same exact way. I get like super, super uptight, and especially when it comes to like time. But then, it's one of those, let me stop and become more present rather than going down that rabbit hole of perfection. And sometimes that just kind of puts a little halt to it for a minute so that I can get what needs to get done, because I feel you on that.
Yeah, it feeds into procrastination, which I'm not a fan of, and I've done a lot of it throughout the years. But that's because of that. I've learned it because it's because I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah. Oh wow. But yeah,
put those two and two together. But
you do learn a lot about yourself during entrepreneurship, because with what I have, I'm like, ooh, I thought I had all this together, but I really don't, and I need to work on that. So it makes you go into areas that you have not tapped into to strengthen when you think you have it. But I was so focused on my 9 to 5, and I had that down pat. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm good, I'm good. But then when you start going into business for yourself and you're doing everything, it's easy to follow a template of
Yeah.
somebody else. But then when you go into business for yourself and you are the template and you have to create that and you have to follow it, then it's like, oh man, this is a little bit more than I thought. So it goes back into the time management and to checking yourself and like, okay, I got to get a schedule together and I have to make sure I do this, but I can't go overboard now. I must say I have a little bit of a perfectionist in me, especially when I'm teaching my students because I want them to do it my way and I want it to be
Mm-hmm.
exactly right. And if it's a millimeter off, I'm like, and I had to
Yeah.
learn over the years. No, it's a millimeter. Leave these students alone because I wanted it perfect. Like if it
Yeah.
wasn't all the way to the end where it needed to be and turned a certain way, like I don't like that. I need you to fix that. So I had to learn, all right, this is their table. This is what they have set up. It doesn't have to be the same way that you do it exactly. Calm down and just praise these students for what they've done. So I had to fall back a lot, like, oh, and it was hard because when you're so accustomed to doing it, then you cannot, it takes practice for you to deviate from that and kind of slack up a little bit and not feel guilty in the process or be mad in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So you said that you've been in solitude. So talk
Yes.
about you being in solitude.
I think this is the year that I'm focused on myself only. I created new social media accounts because I wanted to, stop living other people's lives. I feel like I was comparing myself to others and where they were at. And that kind of put me in a place where, okay, why am I not there? Right. But do
Mm,
I really want to be where they're at? That's the question. No. So it's just a lot of learning about myself, spending time with my family, quality time, not only just being on my phone. And I feel like this has been the year where I've gotten closer to God even more. Um, I've met new friends. So it's not only like, the friend group that I have, but meeting other friends, building more connections, doing things that I'm afraid of doing. Like, I think even being on this podcast, it's scary for me because I'm an introvert. But just doing more of those things, that's the goal for me this year, to do even more things and just things that are out of my comfort zone that I wouldn't do.
wow. You went all the way in with that. All the way to creating new social media accounts. And social media is a blessing and a curse at the same time because for me, connecting with people that I went to school with or that I haven't seen in a while or family members that I didn't know were family members and now we're connected this way and then it leads into something else. But that comparison thing is horrible. And I did some years ago, I would look, and especially with relationships, would look at other people's relationships like, oh, they look like they're so in love. I want that. Relationship goals, when you really only see that, you don't know what they're dealing with in their home. So to remove that completely and just start afresh and anew, like I mean, I couldn't do that now, but I have learned how to control that and not compare. So I'm just gonna be me, however I am. But I like the fact that you did what was best for you. You decided on this is what I need to do for me, and these are the areas that I need to work on. And some people are not honest enough with themselves on where they are to work on it. They just want to keep putting up a show and a facade like, oh, everything is great and it's not. Like I'll go on live and tell people, listen, y'all may think everything is good, everything is not good. Like today's a bad day, or I have had a trouble, or whatever it is. This is real. So I have to do what I need to for me, and you have to do what you need to for you. Do you feel from doing all of this, you feel stronger mentally and emotionally with all of the changes that you've made this year?
Yeah, I feel like I do. Now I can, be on social media because I do have new accounts. I follow a few people, but you have your feed, so whoever has their page public, you can see what they have, and it doesn't affect me anymore. I don't compare myself to where they're at. I'm like, oh, I feel, great with where I'm at right now. I need a lot of work. I'm a work in progress, but that's fine. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I don't need to be where they're at. And
right.
like you
We
said, it
all
is
are.
hard. It is hard to get rid of social media, and because I just had a lot of connections since high school, college, family. But I'm a believer that the people who are meant to be in my life are in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is something to strengthen you. It's all about you. So for those watching, recognize where you are and what you need. You may not go to the extremes that Leslie did, but then again, maybe you will. But don't compare yourself to anyone else. I did that because I would look at some of my classmates from high school and the things that they were doing, like, wow, but I'm doing my own things my own way. It may not be exactly what they're doing, but I'm still doing, and I had to constantly tell me, April, you're doing well. You're
Hmm.
doing good. What are you talking about? You don't have to have what they have or do it the way that they're doing it to be successful. There's multiple ways to do that or multiple ways to be happy. So I'm grateful that I actually, like you, I did the work on me, but I did that when I first moved to New Jersey in 2019. I started that process. I was out of divorce and like, look, I need to work on me. I need to build my self esteem. I need to work on my relationship with God. I need to build up my kids. I need all these things that I had to work on, and I did what I needed to do. And when the time was right, then boom, you come out better than you were before. So your business will flourish and grow from that because the owner will be healthy and whole from the inside out and not just look like it. And then those customers that you have, it will be more than just what you've done for them for their event. It will be you, like Morgan was saying, you are who they're buying. And
Hmm.
then that goes and they talk to somebody else and they talk to somebody else. And before you know it, we can't even get a book because you're too booked up. So which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
Absolutely. Everyone has their own trajectory.
Yeah.
And, it's good to be able to see your quote unquote competition or who's around and what they're doing so that you are doing what's the research that's necessary to stay current as
Hmm.
far as what your business needs to be able to offer. But other than that, like I said, no one can do you the way that you do it. No one can
Yeah.
bring you and your flair to it. I
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
hire 5 people who offer walls, but what you bring to the table is not what the other 4
Yeah,
Mhm.
can
that
be
is
able
really
to
true.
provide. And I think it was when my oldest was, I guess, a baby, because he was a preemie. He was not on the same trajectory as everyone else. He was in the third percentile, which meant 97% of kids his age were either bigger or taller or had a bigger head circumference, whatever it was. And I had a doctor, I was feeling like I was doing something wrong one day. And the doctor looked at me and he said, "Do you see this chart? Every single time he comes in here and something is measured, there is growth.
Mm.
Yeah.
So even if he's in that third percentile, what he is growing." He said if
Hmm.
he's plateauing and the plateau stays for an extended period of time, then you should be worried. If there's a
Mhm.
plummet, you should be worried. But as long as you see growth, you accept that for what that is because that's his line and that's
Yeah.
what he is. And
Yeah.
and that I feel like is something that I just bring into like my own personal when it comes to things because
Yeah.
it's so easy, like you said, to look, especially when it comes to social media and think like, oh man, I'm missing out on this, or oh man, all the things we wish that we had or felt like we should have accomplished by this point in time. But there's a reason why it's not.
Mhm.
And if we take the time to get whatever this lesson is for right now, like the lesson of solitude that you're getting now, okay, it seems as though you're in that place of healing and being able to master that. So don't be surprised now when the next level comes and now you've got a whole new lesson, and that's how you go into that next chapter. Like, so what am I supposed to learn here? And
Mm-hmm.
once
Yep.
you get that, like that's for me, I start looking for the lesson in everything. And that kind of allows me to keep that momentum going and knowing that this is only going to get me further to where I'm going. So, I love to hear the fact that you're like, yes, there is a place for this to be a whole full-time thing. And you have dreams and plans of this being so much bigger than, what it is for right now. So, yes, revel in what it is for right now. And we'll be able to say, I remember when it was only a couple months
Yeah.
old and she was just starting this, and now look whose birthday she just did, and look what else is, added to this. And, we get to say, wow, at one point in time, it was pulling hair out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And
Yeah.
now this is what you have been dreaming and working for. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of easy to just like lose track of the growth because we're expecting, all right, what's the next move? What's the next thing going,
yeah,
that we have going on. But yeah, it's always good to look back and kind of like just take that, and be like, okay, this is where I'm at, and I'm growing each and every day with everything that I learn.
yeah,
Whether it's a connection that I meet or a conversation, that adds into it. And all these, like, little pebbles, at the end of the day, it fills up the jar.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I like looking back. I think it's great to look back at where you were and, like you said, about the growth, because then it excites you and it gives you a sense of, oh, I'm doing something. So even
Mm-hmm.
if you don't think you're doing anything, if you look back where you were just a short time ago and you see where you come to, then you see that there is growth. If you don't handle a situation like you would have in the past, like you may have gone off and it would have been an all out brawl, and now you have such peace about it and you handle it a different way where you feel like, yeah, I did that, and you move on. It's like, wow, that's some growth,
Yeah.
because I remember a time where it wouldn't have ended so
That
pretty.
wouldn't, yep, exactly.
Yeah, so always being able to look back at where you were and where you are now. I only compare me to me, where that I
Yeah.
was yesterday. How did I do yesterday? Okay, I need to do better than I did yesterday. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. Or you do your thing and I do mine. But
Right.
like Morgan said, nobody can do it like you. Everybody's business. Like I didn't know there were so many doulas in the world that there are, but nobody has that piece to it like Morgan does. That
Yeah.
keeps bringing people back. Keep bringing them to her, and more folks are coming because she has that special. And you the same way. There could be people with doing walls all over Delaware, but you have something special that people will sense when they have a conversation with you that'll make it all. I don't know who you're going to, but this is my girl right here. This
Yeah,
is my
exactly.
and then that passes on and on and on. And as you continue to work on you, they see that. People see that. And they feel that when you are confident in who you are and you know what you're doing and you give quality work and you make it about them, they appreciate that. And that's what makes them come back for more
Yeah.
and more and more. So continue working on you. Continue doing that. You look so at peace. And for someone who says she's an introvert, you're like really calm. You're not nervous. I think you're the first one in a while that has come on and hasn't been nervous. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. You just are like at peace. So I can tell what you're doing is working for you. Keep going.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been just learning a lot of lessons and learning to be me rather than being, what the world wants me to be.
Oh wow. Do you have you been looking at my life? Do you know
Maybe.
about me?
Maybe I've been stalking you. I'm just kidding.
Like you just know, like you've been listening to me all along. Yeah. That is another thing, is trying to be who people want you to be. Like I've been in corporate meetings and wanted to be the part, and it just did not feel right. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta stop this. I have to be
Yeah.
me. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna make you laugh. I may say something corny. It's going to be interactive, and I make it fun. And so I started doing that even with teaching. And I notice my students and how they are, how they respond. They learn it. I put them in an environment where they have fun. And it's not so like I've seen some people teach, like, oh my God, I wouldn't even want to be in your class. But I do that. But I don't care what setting I'm in. I could be at some church function and I'm going to show you me. And I like this me a whole lot better than trying to fit into a mold that someone thinks
Yes.
that I'm supposed to be
Hmm.
in, because then I got to keep that up. And so
Yeah.
sometimes I might slip
That's
and
the
not
Hmm.
exhausting part.
person. Yeah. And then they're looking at me like, because they're so accustomed to the fake. So now I'm not doing that anymore. This is who you get. I'm going to be,
Exactly.
and all that's involved with that. That's important. That is very
Hmm.
key in being yourself.
And people either like you or they don't, and you know where the door is at, right?
Exactly. Because
So
you
good.
know you're a vibe in and of itself. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like you don't have to like me, but I like me. I love me, and that's all that matters. So, hey, I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not
Hmm.
for me.
They say not
Exactly.
everybody has good taste, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're missing out on the
Exactly.
out of the life of
Exactly.
the party. What are you
You can't
talking
fault
about?
them for it. I would listen. I don't fault you because of your taste. Just know that I'm all right over here.
Right, right, right. So Jackie says that she loves that you have learned to be you unapologetically at such an early age. That is right, because some don't, they don't make it. They
Yeah.
don't
If
make
I
it
learned
till
that
they
at
got
29,
me. I was still faking it at 29. I can tell you that
oh yeah,
for sure. I
yeah,
didn't start being me until probably
2 years
three
ago.
3 years ago, maybe. Yeah. Between 2 and 3 years ago, I started really being me. Before
Yeah,
that, it was not. It was who people wanted me to be. And then I was like ill because I did not, it just didn't feel right. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
kudos to you. You're teaching a lot, the lesson.
And your intuition tells you that it doesn't feel right, but we're like, no, we
Mhm.
got to fit in because of our friends or environment where we're at.
Yeah.
But once you kind of like you stay in your solitude and you're going through rough times, that's when you're like, all right, like God is telling you, all right, you got to be yourself.
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely. He
Isn't it
created us
cool
different.
how you get surprised too when you
Hmm.
really just are you? It's like, oh wait, I
Yeah.
had, like you said, oh I had that. Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just at peace and you can hear your
Mhm.
mind, you can hear your intuition. It's crazy. It's like you're on another level.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good feeling. It really is. It's freeing.
Yes, it really is.
Very freeing. Like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. Bet I'm happy. Like I'm good.
That
That's
right there.
yeah. Why
I'm all
did I
about
learn
that
this a long
feeling.
time ago? Like, why did somebody tell me? But now it's like, yeah. I have a friend of mine that I just met here, and she's starting to do podcasts and things like that. And she's so nervous, and she's watched my videos. She's like, "How do you do it? I mean, what do you?" I'm like, "Look, I just press go live, and I'm just me. However that
Yeah.
comes out. Like, do you go back to edit your videos? No, the way it comes out is the way it comes out, and
That part.
that's, when people come on and they are commenting, I respond to them. I laugh. I'm silly. I may say something off the wall, but when I'm done and I end it, I feel good about what I've done, and it
Mhm.
and it is what it is. I can't go back and try to make it like, oh no, I shouldn't have said this. I should have said something
Yeah.
else. No, I said what I meant and meant what I said. That I said it the first time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is very key. And all of this, so you guys, all of this ties into inspiring and building yourself, especially if you want to go into entrepreneurship. You have to know you. You have to be self-aware. You have to have that place of peace in your own mind and being who you are. If you try to do it like someone else, then they're going to go to somebody else because you're just imitating them, or they're not going to do business with you at all because you're not being you. And wouldn't it be strange if you try to be, you have a customer and they recognize you trying to do it another way, like some of the older ladies that, the old grandmothers, they would say, "Baby, why are you trying to do it this way? Why don't you just be you? How would you do it? Why don't you do it the way you would do it?" And then that makes you like, "Oh, okay, well, let me just try that and see
Yeah.
how it works." Be surprised at what it does for you and your
Yeah.
business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you have that's unique to other people that would do the same thing that you do? Do you have something, a little extra piece that nobody else has, or have you found that yet?
I'm actually working on that right now. I've been thinking of ideas, putting things together. Like Morgan said, looking at the competitors at their product, what they offer, their services, and hopefully I can come up with something a little bit more like different than what other people do service.
Mhm. Well, I'm sure with all that you are doing now, working on you, you will open up the avenue for it to just flow freely, for it to come. And then you'll have that aha moment like, oh,
Yeah.
I can add this. And once they see that, oh, that is it. It is on at that
Yeah.
point in time. That's good.
Yeah. And sometimes it's also too, it's just who you serve. Sometimes it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It doesn't always have to be that there is, an extra flair, but it could be, who you serve, or that it um I guess, or just a certain niche that you can
Yes.
be able to, to fit into, that ends up making it a little bit more specialized and sought after. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton of photographers out there, but there are certain people who just do food. There's
Yeah.
certain people who just do, maternity. There are people who just do landscape. And those are the people who have really taken the time to specialize in just that. So, you know what I mean? Whatever it is for the parties that ends up being that passion that you find in that time,
Mhm.
it could also be that, as well.
Yeah.
Right.
That is true.
Right. Wow. Well, I am happy that you were able to come on. Now,
Yeah.
this was supposed to be about your business. We threw that in there, but it was more about life lessons. And that's what I love because one of the things that we want to do on here, besides, in addition to highlighting businesses and female entrepreneurs and what they're doing, we want to inspire people. We want to give them that extra little piece that will help them not only for their business and connect them to people, but also to give them something to think about for them personally because you like we were saying earlier you can't have a good thriving business if you yourself are sick, and I don't mean sick
Yeah.
as in the physical sense. It could be mentally, emotionally, it could be physically. So we have to learn that balance to be able to check the entire person, inside and out, to be able to be successful and to go forward with our desires because you wanted to start this business. It's not like someone told you you need to do this business. No, this is something you desire to do because it's a passion. You love doing it. You enjoy it. But you don't want to enjoy it so much that you forget about you. And
Mhm.
now you are it, and and you are depleted, but the business is you just constantly working and you don't know if you're going or coming. So those that are watching understand you got to keep up with you as well. Take that moment. um I was in um multi-level marketing company,
Mhm.
and they tell you, the first one that I was in, they tell you how to talk to people and what to say, and your work, and they were some of the people were talking about staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning making phone calls and contacts and doing all this stuff, and just missing this and missing that, and I was like, what? Like I just, you don't get that time back. Like I'm
Mhm.
chasing this dollar and I'm not going to get, you know what all am I going to miss? And me not getting any sleep like 3, 4 in the morning, I'm unconscious, like,
Yeah.
out. I'm not gonna
Same.
be up. And who's up that time of morning that I'm calling? Like, what am I doing? And I
Yeah.
understand you have to have the drive and the determination to do that. Yes, I get that, but I didn't want to sacrifice me to the point to where,
Mhm.
I already work so much, and my kids had told me, "Mom, you work so much, you're not even here." And I was. When I lived in
Mhm.
Arizona, I remember working 3 places in one day, just trying to,
Wow.
make it make it work. But I missed a lot and sacrificed a lot for that. Like, nah, yeah, I'm gonna do the work, but I'm gonna do it in on my own schedule, my own time frame.
Yeah.
Because when I need a break, I need a break. Because what good am I gonna be laid up in some hospital because I've worked myself to no end trying to make this dollar? Like, no, I'm not doing that. I recognize that was not for me. No,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you want financial freedom if you're not gonna be able to enjoy it?
That
exactly.
You want to enjoy it. That's the whole reason why you're working hard.
Yeah, yeah. And then too, we all have to understand that everything isn't for us. It's not. Every
yeah.
business venture may not be for us.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are roped into business deals like, oh, well, you need to do this. You would be good at that. But if that's not your passion and that's not what you want to do, you're
Yeah.
not going to put your 100% into it. And then it's going to flop. So then you'll put something out there and you'll get it started. And next thing you know, it's done. And people are wondering, well, what happened to this? Where did that go? So now your credibility has been tainted because when you start something else, they're going to want to know, is she gonna follow through with this
Yep.
time?
Yep. Yeah, that is
So
true.
let's get into what we want to do. What's our passion? Like surgery is my passion. I love surgery. Eat, sleep, and breathe. I can talk to you about surgery all day long. My kids don't like that, but I could go in like at dinner time. And they're like, "Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to talk about that." But that's my passion. Teaching, my passion. I love it. But everybody, it's not for everyone. I can try to push my kids into it and they're like, no thanks, we want no parts of that. We're good on the other end of it. So no, recognizing that it's just so many moving pieces and parts to it, and recognize it. But you got to know you, that it all boils down
Yep.
to you knowing
Exactly.
you and being your own individual. I love being my own individual. If I don't want to do something, no, I'm not doing it. And I don't care how much you talk. No, I don't want to do it. So it's
Exactly. That's been
all
my
work.
new favorite word. No.
Yeah, I didn't, that was so hard for me to say before. No,
Me too.
but
Yeah.
now it's so much easier to say because if I don't, I would end up doing a lot of things I didn't want to do, but I would
I
do
was
it.
sick of that feeling,
Yeah,
and I also didn't like how certain people would make me feel guilty
yeah,
about
Yeah.
making something that deep down inside I felt like was right for me, which then
mhm,
had me second guessing myself, my decision
Yeah.
making, and everything else. And once I saw, I was like, that's too much power for someone to have over
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't work. So yeah,
Yeah.
to have to take that back and reclaim it is necessary. And
yeah.
it's powerful how that two-letter word,
Yeah.
can make a difference. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It changes everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
mhm.
So I want to make sure that you go on House of Peach page or you comment where we have everything highlighted for today and put your business page on there so people will know that are in the Delaware area. And even if you're outside of the area, I know Leslie will fly anywhere. I believe if you bought her a plane ticket, that she would come out there and make the best thing you wouldn't even know. You just would
Fly
be
me
like,
out.
cool.
Fly me out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fly her out. So make sure you put that on
With
the
her and her crew.
yeah, yeah. So keep that in mind too, because that could be a little pricey. But if you do it earlier,
Listen,
hey,
listen.
I'm a travel agent.
If you want it, you got it. Like
Right.
exactly.
And I'm a
And
Exactly.
they
travel
worth
agent,
it.
so y'all can hit me up, and I can help you with some airline tickets and hotels and all that other stuff if you want that. So,
Just
but
simple
yeah, make sure
flying
you put that on our pages so everyone that's in the area, whomever, can reach out and if they have a party coming up. I'm gonna be in Delaware in the beginning of October. Maybe we need to try to Peach. I know you listening. We might need to have some kind of theme, something not separate from Hop, just the four of us getting together and have us a little something. I don't know. I'm feeling a little partyish coming on. What you think
Sounds
about
like a plan. Sounds like a plan. And
Yeah.
we're all down in the same area anyway. So I was like, this works. Like we're within like 15
that?
minutes of each other. So it's all good.
Sound like a plan. So I like that idea. I like that. Well,
Party,
look at the
party.
time. Look at
I
you.
know.
I know. Oh wow.
It goes by so quickly,
Yes.
especially when you're talking about some great things.
Yes.
So we have thoroughly enjoyed. I've enjoyed just the what you're doing for you personally. Now I'm happy about your business, and we're gonna speak blessings on your business, and
Yes.
God open floodgates and just totally blow your mind and show you and bring in people that go in addition to your family that's going to help. But I pray that they come from the north, south, east, and west and
Thank you.
request your services, and you find that one piece that you're searching for now that will give you that little extra to your business that will make people come over and inquire. And once they have a conversation with you, you got them.
Yep. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
You
Yes.
don't want to
Thank
book
you.
them. Go on and
Okay.
book them.
Thank
So
you
we're
so much for
happy
your
that
realness and your willingness to be able to come on. I really, really appreciate you.
yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate both of your time, and thank you so much for inviting me. Maybe y'all can invite me in a year, and we'll see where I'm at
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
with my
we'll
business.
totally do a revisit. I would love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be, maybe we do need to have like a few segments of just follow up
Where
a
are
year
they
later.
now?
Right, where are they now?
See, that's a
And
good
see,
idea.
oh my goodness,
See,
thank
love it.
you. See, you just pulled
Yes,
us off. Like, we gotta write that down. Mark it down because I'm keeping a spreadsheet of who all's been on and when. And we can just
yes.
follow up to see where they are and what's going on and how they branched out. I don't know. You may have one business in 4 locations by that time.
You
I
never
hear that.
know.
I love that.
And then we'll have to call your assistant to be able to get
Oh
on the
yeah.
show. Like, oh, we need to get Leslie on. Is she available? She's not available this Tuesday, but how about next Tuesday? Oh, okay, we'll take that
We'll
then.
take that one. Exactly. Whatever
Right,
whatever
That would
she's
be
got
good.
open.
That would be good.
right. We
Yeah.
will take it. Well, we thank each of you that have joined us. The time goes by so fast. We enjoy ourselves and have such a good time. We hope that you were inspired and encouraged and entertained on this evening by our show. We hope that every week that you're inspired, you're encouraged, you're uplifted. We introduce a new business to you that you can get connected to, something to give that you can take on and share with someone else. We want you to share this out. We're not selfish. We don't want to just keep it to ourselves. We want everybody to know what's going on with House of Peach. We are here to highlight female entrepreneurs, but as you all know from watching us since January, that we always add that extra piece in there, that spiritual piece, that self-care piece, that growing you piece that's in there, and we love it. Morgan.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we wanted to say a little something. I think it was in the beginning. But
Oh
we wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
kind of cover it quickly.
Yeah,
Um,
yes.
Look, as a doula, it is imperative in these times to hire an advocate, a childbirth educator, whomever, before you deliver, be there during labor and delivery, and then especially in those postpartum times. It is extremely devastating to hear the malpractice, the negligence, the cover up, the lies, the disrespect, the mistreatment of that family, of that baby that was
Mhm.
unfortunately decapitated. There were so many things that, as a non medical professional, I can stand back and just be like, none of that should have happened.
Right.
And I, and my heart goes out because I'm like, I wonder if she had a doula, because I feel like
Mm.
Mm,
if you had a doula would have made a difference. And so, I whatever you do, just do it with a doula. Um,
Yeah.
it is about education. It is about advocation, and it's about having someone to be able to have that other set of ears, other set of eyes, other set of knowledge, even when you don't necessarily have it in one of the most vulnerable and crucial times um, in a birthing person's life. So we wanted to just touch on the cover up, especially,
Yeah.
and the lies and like I said, the negligence.
Yeah, it broke my heart, and I know we wanted to end on a high note. We were supposed to do this in the beginning,
Yeah,
but this needs
yeah,
to be addressed. Not only for birthing parents, but also for people in general to really have advocates for you with medical treatment and medical care. Because me reading that story about that baby, now there was nothing wrong with this infant when this baby was born, like full term, healthy, everything. But due to the negligence of the medical professionals, this baby is not even alive. And the fact that they tried to cover it up is just horrendous. But make sure that you have advocates. You stand down firm for what's going on. I have a friend of mine now who has been having nerve issues to where they can't sometimes sit for long periods of time or lay down for long periods of time, and they've gone back and forth to the doctors, and they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong, nothing wrong. No, clearly there's something wrong if I'm not able to sit down longer than this amount of time or lay down. No, I'm going to keep going until I find the right one. And sometimes you got to go to the extreme. So here we have these parents who are excited about their baby that they can't take home. And it's
yeah,
so unfortunate that these a series of events took place. But yeah, definitely be an advocate. Hey, I'm out of childbearing times, praise God. So I don't have to worry about that. However, for those of you that will be, get yourself a doula. And if you're in the
exactly.
Delaware, New Jersey area, there's your doula right there.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Highly
do
recommend
Delaware,
it.
New Jersey, PA, the surrounding
There,
touching areas.
there's your doula.
But I was like, I am a part of a community doula program that provides for Black and brown birthing people doula services and support for free. And then we will be in the beginning of January now completely able to, as long as you are registered with the state, be able to be I am reimbursed for through Medicaid. So now, as long as you have Medicaid, I can be able to take you, and that's not something that you have to worry about, or at least Medicaid can cover what they have, and then whatever the rest of the services is, it ends up being, a quite small fee compared to what is necessary. But yeah, please do it with a doula.
Yep.
Don't be scared. Don't, be scared of whatever the price is. Your life and your baby's life is worth it. So this is an investment.
Absolutely.
Put it on the baby registry. Put it on the baby
There
registry.
we are. There we are. Leslie Cordero,
Yeah,
thank you
Leslie.
so
Thank you,
much
Leslie.
Thank you so
for
much.
gracing
It was
us.
nice meeting you, April.
Yeah.
And it was nice seeing you, Morgan,
You too.
again.
You too.
Well, we are going to go, guys. We are going to end this because we'll end up talking and taking it on to another level.
Exactly. Super excited for next week too. Like really,
Yeah.
really excited. Yes. Another big dreamer. Yes.
All
Another
right.
big dreamer. So we're excited.
And next week, we will let you know what the he said, she said topic will be. Oh, while we're on that, if you want to be a part of the he said, she said panel, all you got to do is let us know. When it's time, we'll give you the link. You'll make sure you come on. You'll know the topic. It's non-scripted. There are no we're just gonna have a conversation about whatever the topic was. Last month we talked about submission and what submission meant to you in a committed relationship or marriage. Who knows what we're gonna pull out of our hat this time? We don't know. We don't know. But if you want men and women to be on there, this is not just for the women. This is something that Morgan, you came up with that, didn't you? He said, she said,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, this was your thing. So it has worked out well. We had a number of people on last month, and we look forward to that this month. So the last Tuesday in this month, we will have the he said, she said, and then we will go on from there. If you're interested, then inbox us and let us know. But until next week at the same time, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm in Central, so I have to keep remembering I'm an hour behind. We'll see y'all. Have a phenomenal ending to your week and a great weekend. See y'all
later.
Glow, glow, glow. Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, one more juicy. Coming up.